Welcome to my first Wreckfest challenge. Do y'all remember that trailer video? Where the video that did a tutorial to make the worst car in the world? Well, the worst car in the world got, about the biggest crash in the world, at least I've seen. I'm not even lying. I think that might have been the most spectacular crash I've seen, and I was in it. Yeah, that was the one race and one race only I've done online with this car so far. This is my second attempt and first attempt that I'm hoping to finish the race in the top 10. That's the challenge, is for however many races it takes, I'm going to attempt to finish in the top 10 with the slowest vehicle in the game. In the description, if you haven't seen the videos yet, is first the tutorial showing how to make the slowest vehicle in the game, and then the video trailer for this series, however long it takes. General stipulations for the challenge is, because it's Wreckfest and there's a whole heck of a fest of wrecks. Yeah, the game should be called Wreck Heap, so I can actually do the whole heck of a heap. Whole heck of a fest doesn't exactly sound too good. Whatever. Do y'all like Wreck Heap or Wreckfest better? I don't know, folks, I don't know. But nonetheless, I don't exactly know about this challenge because it's kind of going to be hard. Because the main stipulation is because there's a whole heck of a fest. There's a lot of wrecks. There's going to be a lot of DNFs, most likely. Unless I caused a DNF, like I wreck out the vehicle myself, the DNFs don't count. So, like, if I finish 9th, and it's 11 car field, but both the cars behind me are DNF'd, that's the equivalent of 11th, so it doesn't count. I have to finish high enough to where the DNFs count for still being in the top 10. Like, say, I finish 8th, there's 2 DNFs, that would drop me down 2 positions, so I'd be 10th, and that's good. It's top 10 challenge. So there's the stipulations, and here is the race. Again, there's my car. There's the field. Only the class vehicle in the game, other than, wait for it, folks. Y'all may have already saw it on the rundown of the drivers. There's a bumper car. That sounds good, doesn't it? That sounds like a vehicle I can beat, but, I mean, just look at the size difference. The Boomer RS is up there for the weakest vehicle in the game. You know, it's that weak because I made it the fastest, like, so it turns the best and accelerates the best, it's light. The Boomer, which is the worst version of it, the worst car in the game and the best car in the game are two of the same cars, sort of, kind of, just RS is the race version. Yeah, I mean, mine's small, but that's, yeah, I have a hunch that bumper car is gonna DNF, so I actually don't really like it being in the field, because 14 positions, but essentially, I would say at max, 13 people will finish. I mean, we'll see. Maybe that bumper car finishes, but I mean, for Jiminy Cricket's sakes, I'd rather the bumper car not finish than it finish ahead of me. But at a track like this, I'm not even guaranteeing I'm going to finish. If I DNF, no matter where I'm in the field, even if I still end up in the top 10, it doesn't count either. And obviously, the field has to be over 10 vehicles to start. As the race starts, I'm still in 12th, though. I'm not in dead last. It's kind of sad if you think about it, and yeah, now I'm in a legitimate battle for the top 10. Honestly, I didn't think it was going to go this good this quick. I figured cars were going to get damaged, and thus they'd be running slower, and then I would have a chance to compete. But now it's actually relatively close, I say, and then now it's a bit further. But now it's relatively close again-ish, till the front straight. Granted, I'm in 10th. I need to finish 10th, so I pretty much need to be perfect at this point. But in a car this slow, that's actually not as hard. Just a car this slow, there's more time to react to stuff, and it's relatively strong. Its strength is a little above 5 out of 10, so I'm not going to be downright bullied by pure strength, but cars that are just way faster than me, which is pretty much all of them, yeah, they couldn't get a hit on me, but I handled decent. Not great, not bad though. I may be able to out-handle a few cars in this race. And as of now, I guess I am. I'm in ninth. I'm plenty good. I don't know if any vehicle's DNF, but I also have not seen the bumper car yet. So I would have to assume, and probably pretty safely assume, it's already DNFs. So essentially, I'm 9th out of 13. 10th out of 13. Well, I gained a spot for like a millisecond there. I'll admit, y'all may have not seen that to start off because I didn't see that to start off. I did not notice that there was a car stopped there till, well, I was here. As y'all could see, or maybe you didn't because it actually happened so fast I didn't see it at first. That car made the jump. I mean, I wasn't paying much attention to that car in front because they just usually make the jump and mine's slower anyway, so that car wasn't affecting me at all there. So I wasn't necessarily looking in that area, so I didn't see that car. The first car was plenty fast enough to make the jump. I wasn't even fast enough to jump over that. That's how slow I am. I could not even make that jump. So yeah, that's not good, folks. And then now it's even worse. Now I'm stuck. Luckily, there's a reset button, but yeah, that's about as worse as that could possibly happen. Hopefully things don't get worse. Well, things don't get worse for me. Yeah, that car's having a whole heck of a festive ride. You know, screw it, folks. I'm saying heck of a heap. Sounds better. Wreckfest, I mean, yeah, that's what the game is, but there's a whole heck of a heap of wrecks in that Wreckfest. And, well, I landed on my wheels after I flipped, so overall, I'm going to count that as a general success, because I'm still in 10th out of 13. So I assume the bumper car is probably just left now, because it's probably been DNF'd for a whole heck of a heap by now. Okay, I'm going to attempt to be done with saying a whole heck of a heap, because a whole heck of a fest is kind of the same thing. Let's say a while and a half right yonder, because it kind of means the same thing. But anyway, yeah, so that car before, when I got wrecked from the car that wasn't moving, that car did a lot, flips and a half right yonder, and I landed it. So I'll take that as a success. Unless that car's DNF'd. Is it? Almost. Well, I have a hunch that car's not going to make it. But let's just enjoy its last moments. Because again, y'all might not have caught that. Like the previous clip, because I didn't catch it either again. That car landed that final jump in the bowl. Thus, it was carrying full speed. And it jumped out of that bowl at probably like 100 miles an hour. I mean, look at the speed of my car. That's 56. So yeah, that might have even been going faster than 100. Because, well, my car's terrible. And at least that car went out, so I can't beat it because I didn't cause that wreck. At least it went out on a quite cool wreck. I don't know what happened there. There was no other cars around there to cause that, but let's just see it in all of its speed. That's why I avoided hitting it, because once I saw that it hit the wall, I knew it was there, obviously, but I didn't before, and once it was at the wall, I figured it was out, so I didn't want to hit it because, one, it slowed me down if it's already out, no big deal, and two, in case it wasn't, like, oh, for Jiminy Cricket's sake, like that car. There's 12 left now, essentially. I'm assuming the 14th was a bumper car, and then now there's that. So, there's realistically only 12 left now. Anyway, that car's probably almost out as well, but not completely. So, I hit it because I saw its bar. It had a decent amount of health. But the car before was the one that was out. The one before was that white car that almost did what I did there. Like, I didn't have enough speed to go anywhere, but the other car definitely did. Though, here's something I'm going to have to complain about. I know this series is just supposed to be fun and such, but I mean, for Jiminy Cricket's sakes, folks, this needs to be fixed. I'm not doing anything wrong here in the context of Wreckfest. I'm trying to make a wreck in Wreckfest. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it. I'm trying to wreck that car. Because again, if I cause the wreck, it counts as me beating that car. It didn't have much health left, so I attempted to do something with it. I caused a little bit of damage, so I consider that a decent amount of success for me, because I'm in 8th. Again, though, realistically, at best, that's only 12, though. Because there's 14 cars in the field. That means there's 2 DNFs, so that 8th goes down to 10th. So I wanted to get that car out of the race so I'd have a 1-spot buffer. So I go a little bit into the embankment here. No big deal. I kind of figured I would, but I'm still in control, so whatever. But now they count that as going backwards. Like, how in the blue blazes, when I continued going forward the whole time, I never even spin out. I'm still in full control. I never do any flips or anything. And essentially, you don't cut the track in this situation because there's no track to cut. Like, the track falls off. The track's gone, so I ain't cutting it. So then now they count me as going backwards. Like, it's one thing if it gives me the option to reset because I almost fell in the hole. But it counting me as going backwards at this point is downright stupid. Meaning it wasn't counting my progress. Like, I don't mind if it gives me the option to reset. I wasn't going to if it counted my progress, but that option's nice. But whether it gives me the option to reset or not, it should still count my progress. Because I was just playing the game the way it's intended to play the game. I tried to wreck a car in Wreckfest. So if that's going to be a penalty, then that's not going to be acceptable. I'll put it like that. I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen that happen. So maybe it was just a fluke. But yeah, that's more than a bit stupid there, not going to lie. But back to the general fun challenge thing, because now one car passed, and then this was what I was worried about, folks, is my car is way slower at this far in the race, being lap 5. All the vehicles know my car is slower, and I'm pink, so I kind of stand out. That's kind of the point, to make it a bit more challenging. I would have figured this was going to happen a lot and a half. I have to say a whole heck of a heat, but then it just sounds redundant. Yeah, whatever. It happens a poo ton. There we go. I can use that term, a poo ton. But that's really the first time somebody went out of their way to wreck me. And somebody's already won the race. At least I didn't get lapped, but yeah. See, if I never had to reset, which there's no reason I needed to reset, that wouldn't have happened. So that's downright the game's fault there. That's not my fault that any of this happened. Because I purposely made my car to where I figured people were going to hit it more than they did. This is the first time it happened. I consider that pretty good success. But then the aftermath, I mean, yeah, I didn't even really spin out all that bad there. I did a 180, kind of J-turned it, and it was gonna go fine, but then, yeah, I sort of kind of got double teamed there. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know, but yeah, now I don't have the most health in the world, and somehow I'm still 8th. There's a car behind me, so I mean, I'm beating one person. Again, there's 14 cars at the start, so I know there's at least 2 DNFs. The bumper car is a DNF, and then I saw one on track. So as of now, I'm in 10th, I think, and then that car behind me who I'm battling. So I need to beat that car to the line, like there's the 1 DNF right there. So as of now, I'm essentially in 10th. But now I don't actually see that car behind me. It's a final lap. I don't think I have time to finish. But I'm kind of a bit leery that there's another DNF somewhere that I didn't see, because at one point there was a car bearing down on me, and now there ain't. But there's 3 cars that I'm battling with. There are 3 cars that I was actually getting time on, and then the timer ran out. I don't feel the most confidence in the world, but it's gonna be close. Of course, right when I get to the 3-car battling on the final laps, we're gonna be more aggressive. It's also right when the race ends, and literally everyone else is a DNF. So essentially, with these stipulations, I finished dead last and 14th. Let's look at the times here, folks. Well, that's saying I did get lapped. And then the car that DNF'd ran the best time. I don't even really know how to analyze this, folks. Apparently, the car that won happened when I was in that big wreck. And then after the big wreck, I got nearly to battling with the other cars. But then there and that the leader finished. Meaning, I never went a full circuit around, but then yet the leader finished. So theoretically, that doesn't mean I'm a full lap down. Granted, the leaders might be really near me when the clock went down. Or maybe they actually did pass me when I was getting wrecked. But either way, that would have been after they crossed the line. But then yet one of the DNFs ran the fastest. I don't know. This race was confusing. The reset system is kind of sort of broken, but at least I finished. But because of the stipulations, I still finished in essentially 14th. Yeah, hopefully the next race goes smoother, I'll say that. I mean, this race was entertaining. There was definitely a big wreck. There was definitely some hot takes, and yeah, there was also a bumper car, but I kind of didn't like that there was a bumper car. And yes, there's that bumper car. In 13th, it actually beat somebody. So, the bumper car is beating people. Again, with stipulations, it doesn't matter. But the bumper car still won against somebody, even if there are 2 DNFs. If the bumper car can at least beat somebody, I think eventually with the stipulations I have, I can get a top 10. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm still relatively confident. I'm more confident in the car, which is the worst in the game, than I am about the reset stipulations of this track. But as long as we don't have this track again, then maybe, just maybe, I have a bit of confidence. And maybe, just maybe, that'll be worth a yeehaw.